Hi, I'm Candice Deal. I'm Director of OEM at NetApp, and we've been a Teradata partner for over 31 years.
Hi, I'm Young Shingo from South Korea. I'm currently work as CSO and CEO in Xaion. Actually, our company is not that big as a NetApp and Dell, but still, thank you for having us.
Bob Stevens, I'm a North American field CTO for Dell Technologies. We've also been a partner with Teradata for many years now. And my background is varied across multiple technologies, but lately focused on AI. Thanks for coming out this morning.
We were going to do a. God, now I'm up here. I want to do it, but it's just we were going to do a discussion around how the world of hybrid and the infrastructure that supports hybrid and how that is supporting itself the success and the foundation of AI. So I'm just going to do one thing. I'm going to ask each panelist just to make a few comments, and then the customers in the room, if that's of interest, then you could approach any of the panelists as we come off, and you can have a discussion. So if that's okay with everybody, I'm just going to ask everybody to. I'll start with you, Bob.
Yeah. So interesting. So where are we at from? I'll talk about from a hybrid perspective. So I think that what we've seen over the past several years is a shift in this idea that either you're 100% on-prem or 100% even in public cloud. And I think the winning strategy is certainly in that hybrid. But what I'm also seeing now is this idea it's not just am I on-prem or off-prem when it comes to my AI solutioning, but am I core, cloud, and edge as we start to look at this push in AI compute out to the edge to really facilitate time decisions. As we continue to see I'm going to say more tokens being generated, we're going to see more of GPU or AI compute at the edge, but also let's not forget about data gravity. And how do we make sure that we're capturing those data sets both locally, but also how do we bring them back to the core so we can use them, generate the next idea, make sure that we have data governance, data security in mind as well.
I was going to say all of that. That is so weird. So I come at this from a completely different point of view because I'm from the sales side of the business. So when I think about the hybrid and what we're going to be doing with AI, I think about it from a go-to-market strategy and what people are actually going to be doing with AI. And I think that's going to be very interesting over the next couple of years because as somebody from AWS said on stage the other day, start easy, do chatbots, do small things. But when I think of all the wonderful things that we're going to be able to accomplish with AI in the healthcare sector and the financial sector, I think this is a real opportunity for everyone in this room to see growth in what we're doing and to see growth in the marketplace. And that's why we do this every day. That's why we get up to do this. So I'm really excited about that. This is one of the most exciting things that has happened really since the dot-com era. And yes, I'm old enough to remember that. So that's how we're thinking about it.
Thank you.
So to be honest, this is not kind of what I expected because I prepared some script for the question. So yeah, it is quite tough for me. But as a Koreans, in Korea, we focus on the on-prem. Actually, like most of companies, they prefer using on-prem even near 10 years. So that's why I want to tell about nowadays like our country and most of Asian country, they're focused on sovereignty, some kind of AI, sovereign AI, something like that. So I would like to say this kind of hybrid cloud would be very important for Asian country and even Europe or other country or so. So we are gonna. I wanted to just say how can I say just hybrid cloud would be the key point for the Western country or so. But with the Teradata, we have some in Korea, especially like about the data governance thing. and security things. With the Teradata, when we use ClearScape, we don't need to move the data from the database. So in that case, like, so yeah, it's quite tough for me. Yeah.
I just finished with, if you don't mind, one more question, just to tee things up. One of the questions that we'd planned was, what recommendations would you make to a CFO or a C-suite of a customer in terms of the projects that they would begin to maximize the ROI that they can get in the early stages of implementing AI? We heard a lot about that during the session yesterday. So any insights from your viewpoint on the approach you would take with a customer on that type of discussion?
So nowadays, many companies keep investing for buying GPUs or servers for AI. They're investing too many things for for AI. In that case, like, when we do some project with our customer, they keep investing. They also spending too much money for buying new servers, new GPUs. But their developers are not changed. The developer number is same, but still the developers are whining about we don't have enough server, we don't have enough GPU. That's why we can't build some new model or new AI things. So that's why we figure out, we think that, so nowadays, like, especially in Asia, CFO or CEO, they need to focus on the mm, cost efficiency with the servers and some kind of GPUs or so. We try to build some kind of model to find the idle machines in the Korean scene, and then we try to make it better for the global market also.
So from my simplistic point of view, there's got to be a problem. If you don't have a problem, then you don't need AI. So what I would suggest to anybody is focus on what the problem is, either within your company, what the problem is you're trying to solve for your customer, and be working on AI solutions that do that. I think too many people are interested in doing something AI and not putting the focus on what is needed. So, again, the simple way.
No, I would certainly agree. Back to the what's the problem? What are we solving for? Which is, I think, quite often what in the world we live in we focus on first. But certainly, if I think about what we've done at Dell Technologies in our, I'll say, AI journey, is that the starting point is, what is my ROI? What process am I looking to improve that has material impact on business outcome? If I'm not solving for that, it's really a science project at that point, which, by the way, I'm a technologist at heart. I completely understand the thrill of using technology. At the same time, from a business standpoint, are we increasing revenue? Are we increasing our profit margins? Are we decreasing risk? Matter of fact, those are things that we look at before we choose to embark upon an AI project. We look at what process are we looking to solve. If we solve that process, what would we gain out of it? If we don't see a material impact, we don't move forward to the technology phase to see if we can apply AI to it. An example for us is that a study was done looking at our sales force. We've got roughly 20,000 sellers globally. Roughly 40% of a seller's time preparing for a meeting was looking for documentation, looking for collateral across the multitude of data stores that you could imagine that we would have. Out of that project, we created what we call Dell Sales Chat, which is our chat bot that our sales teams can use to query our data repositories. We can ask for it to create sales collateral for us in preparation for a meeting. That savings has been roughly 20% for a seller, which, back to that material impact across 20,000 sellers, is significant. So it's those kind of approaches that we take before we ever embark on the technology piece of AI.
I mean, you talked about a few things like the revenue growth, etc. But any insights on how customers are measuring or frameworks you bring to those customers for that discussion?
I certainly, of course, right? The ROI being the big one there. We try and impress upon our customers to think about, though, back to the ideas of, is it measurable? Do you have data to support your position on why you're looking to apply AI? Back to the, don't put AI on a broken process. Fix the process first, then look to see if AI can help accelerate that for the business. That's a big piece of what we're trying to help our customers with today.
Last question then, and then if there's any questions in the audience, I think everybody, the last point you made around the sales force, I've heard quite a few conversations with partners and customers around, wow, how do they train their employees up to leverage and take advantage of things? It's not just moving from Google search now to ChatGPT and searching. There's more to it, and how they train up. Any insights from your companies about how you're approaching educating and training up your employees?
No, that's a really important aspect to that. You can have the best chatbot, if you will, but if no one is looking to adopt it, once again, it's technology for the sake of technology, which means you have to look at people and process, not just technology, when you're looking to make these kind of changes. For us internally, we have several internal education programs around how to be more effective in the utilization, right? So think about that as how are you developing your prompts on what you're looking to get out of the tool, as an example. We also have internal metrics on utilization. This comes back to it's often a people and process change. It's not necessarily a technology change. So we look at the adoption rates of those. We give users the ability to rate the output of what they get back from our chatbot. Is it a quality output? Is it a bad output? And if it's bad, provide feedback that allows us back in that I'll say a somewhat infinite loop of understanding your data sets. How can we change that? What was deficient? Was it an erroneous output, the classic hallucination? Was it a data source that we were looking for that wasn't there yet? So there's this constant feedback loop is part of our, what we call Dell Sales Chat, to make it more effective for the users going forward.
And we also have a version, it's not particularly sales chat, but a chat bot that NetApp does. And we're encouraged to use it on a daily basis for anything from literally doing an employee review to sending a letter to a customer, to doing research on what the customers need, how we might help a customer. And one of the things that they've implemented really is just use it every day. The only way you're really going to get good at AI is to use AI and to figure out how to write the questions better and to figure out what you can better say to get the output that you want. So I know for me, it's fantastic because it really gives me an opportunity to think outside the box and to get somebody to hear my ideas and then regurgitate them back to me, basically. So I love it. I'm a much better writer now. I'm a much better researcher. So, AI works for me.
So to be honest, like kind of our company is not that big company, so we don't have that kind of process in our company. But still, we are a small company, but we are doing some developing softwares in our company with 40 amount of people. So we are trying to figure out what kind of chatbot or what kind of new software is suitable for developing or checking the making some better progress process with the AI things. So it's quite good for us to try to use new softwares or new platforms, and we can test with what kind of platform is suitable for us or suitable for customer, and we can combine with some other solutions, and we can suggest them with our teams and other customers also.
I always find it an interesting interview question now when you're interviewing people in asking them how they're using the technology. It's a real tester of whether somebody's just gone from search from one thing to another versus, like you said, they're trying to improve the productivity or the efficiency of what they do and change the nature of their work in some respects. I'm going to see if there's anybody in the audience that has a question, and you can't ask your own employer a question. Maybe you can ask one of the others, but if there are any questions, I'm going to open it up. If not, I'm going to give a huge thanks for the panelists, not only for being silver sponsors, but for getting up early. Really appreciate it. And they're available here for any of the customers in the room that want to come and have a chat and a discussion on a one-to-one basis. Thank you very much. Thank you.